Okay. Well, thank you for those that could join us today. This is Daduna, and I am not going to pronounce her last name. She'll do that for us because it's, as she explained to me, it involves some tonations that we don't have in our language, so which is fascinating to hear about. But Daduna just finished a virtual exchange program through AYA, and hopefully she'll tell us a little bit more about that because that's very unique. Obviously, AYA got very creative during the pandemic so that these students who couldn't come over during the pandemic could still get an interesting experience. But Daduna, I'll let you hop in and start telling us about you and your culture.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for taking your time and that you are interested in my presentation. And today I will talk about the country who is commonly mistaken for the US state. I will share my screen, and before that I will pronounce my last name. Like my full name is Daduna Getadze. This the sound of t, which you do not have in English alphabet. So thank you. Just let me know if you can see my screen when I share my presentation.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, just figuring out how to zoom it. It's currently raining so hard in Georgia, and there's some difficulties with internet, so sorry for that.
Well, I won't tell you, it's gorgeous and sunny out here.
It was here in the morning too, but the weather changed. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. The interesting fact about Georgia is we do not call ourselves and our home country Georgia. We call it Sakartvelo, which is the place where Kartvelians live. So Georgians are Kartvelians. The name Georgia came from our patron saint George. So it's really important to know where it is located. So if you can see on the screen, Georgia is located at the crossroad of Eastern Asia, of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. And if you compare to US states, it's slightly smaller than South Carolina or slightly larger than West Virginia. To be more specific, it's around 70,000 square kilometers and is about 30,000 square miles. Georgia is divided into 12 regions. The capital city is Tbilisi, and approximate population is 4 million people. Georgia is bounded by Russia, Turkey, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and also Black Sea. Now about Republic of Georgia. Nowadays, Georgia is a democratic republic. It was one of the first Soviet Union republics to take steps towards independence. Currently, we have our 5th president, who is the first woman president in our history. Also, parliament consists of 150 members who are elected for 4 years. About national flag, it has an important meaning and also symbolism. 5 crosses with white background. White color indicates bravery and also love. It also represents Christianity and sacrifice. And the coat of arms is partially based on the medieval arms of Georgian royal house and features Saint George, who is the traditional patron saint of Georgia. On the screen, you can see 2 lions, and in the middle is Saint George killing a dragon, which signify also strength. Now about Georgian currency, we have our own currency called lari, the same to GEL in the international currency. Lari is the only legal means of payment in the entire country, and it comes, the banknotes come in denomination of 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100 lari. 1 lari is divided into 100 tetri, and the coins come from 1 tetri to 2 lari. With $1, you can buy 2 small Coca-Cola bottles, which is really interesting. On the banknote, there are well-known Georgian people, and among them is the portrait of the first women to rule Georgia in back to 12th century, and she led to the summit of Georgia's golden age, which is King Tamar. We call her king, not queen, and it's also a fascinating fact in our history. About our language, official language in Georgia is Georgian, also known as Kartvelian. We have our own alphabet system, and we have had 3 writing systems. Although the systems differ in appearance, they are all Unicase. They share the same names and alphabetical order. The unique lettering has no analogs in the world. It consists of 33 symbols, 5 vowels, and 33 consonants. Georgian language is among 14 unique languages in the world, and words are read from left to right. About religions and diversity, Georgia had always been sort of melting pot of religion. Georgia welcomed large groups from different parts of the world. To this religious freedom, and based on the big influence of Orthodox Christianity, there are also other Christians, also Islam, and other different religions also. Also Christianity, there are lots of diversities in the country, and thus lots of tolerance for other religions. Now, what is Georgia known for? First of all, Georgia is very well known with its literature. When it comes to the literature and poetry, it's worth to mention The Knight in the Panther's Skin, which is the treasure of Georgia's literature. Let's just say it's written for King Tamar back to 12th century, and the writer, Sotar Rusaveli, was in love with her. The second interesting fact is, did you know that the earliest European human fossils dating back to 1.8 million years ago was found in Georgia? Zezva and Mzia are the oldest European skeleton remains. They were found in Dmanisi, which is the city in Georgia, and they were given typical old-fashioned names. Zezva is for male and Mzia is for female. People are also fascinated with our national demos in dances celebrating during holidays, sports games, and in Middle Ages celebrated things. It shows spirit of the Georgian people, history, battles, culture, and special moments from the past of Georgia. Mostly it's about the love between men and women, but also sometimes there are battles. We have more 400 types of Georgian dances, and all of them are really amazing. Now we can move on people's favorite part and in our traditions. Georgian cuisine. Every region of Georgia has its own distinct style of food preparation. Eating and drinking are important parts of Georgian culture. Now we can see and take a look at people's favorite and the most popular Georgian dishes. For example, khinkali is Georgian dumpling. It's originated in mountainous regions. It's dough, and inside of it is meat and little soup. And also when it comes to Georgian culinary, for example, this one, khachapuri. It's traditional Georgian. It has become increasingly popular all over the world, and we also have 12 different types of khachapuri. Each region has its own types and in food preparation. Here you can see other famous Georgian traditional dishes, which I 100% recommend trying if you one day visit Georgia. For example, eggplant with walnut paste, cornbread, turkey in a walnut sauce, and lobiani, which is bean-filled bread, which is second most famous dish in Georgia. Now we can see Georgian sweet. Churchela is a candle-shaped candy. The main ingredient which you can see fourth photo, it's called pelamushi and dried in the shape of a sausage. This is how churchela is made, and we often call it Georgian sneakers. And we cannot not to mention wine. Wine is an inseparable part of Georgia, and we can find it on every supra. Supra is Georgian table with a lot of traditional dishes. Wine is a #1 drink among all Georgian drinks, and whole country produces wine. We have almost 400 different types of grape, and they are grown for commercial winemaking. There is a special shaped pot called qvevri, which you can see on the screen, which is used for wine keeping heritage list. Then we can go to traditional Georgian clothing, which is choha. Choha is a woolen coat and is part of Georgian traditional unisex dress of the people of the Caucasus. Choha was granted the national status of intangible cultural heritage also in Georgia in 2020. We do not wear it frequently. It's mostly worn during in church maybe, or during dances, or maybe on the weddings. As an Orthodox country, we have different celebrations. For example, we celebrate Christmas on January 7th with different calendar, and Epiphany on January 19th. We have 3 really important dates, which is our Day of National celebrate Easter from the last Friday of April until the Monday. So in 2021, it was from April 30 to May 3rd. We celebrated Independence Day on May 26th, and different parts of the world also showed and celebrated it with us. And I will show some pictures afterwards. Those are the pictures from different celebrations. For example, you can see here our Christmas holiday, our Day of Unity, Color Fest, and also Easter, where we color our eggs in red, which is also our traditional, and it's connected with religious. This is how world celebrated Jordan Independence Day 2 or 3 days ago. For example, Netherlands, Poland, Azerbaijan, Canada celebrated it with us. And one most important thing, Niagara Falls was lit up in the color of Georgian flag. So this is also really cool to show. Now we can talk about our capital city. Tbilisi is named the world's most bohemian city. In the past few years, Tbilisi has been undergoing something of like a bohemian renaissance. Several of mid-century disused factories have been concepts to act as cultural hubs for trendy teenagers. So there are many beautiful like city views and a lot of places to take picture. So this is for photographers, this is amazing place. As we mentioned, teenagers, we can talk about how it is to live as a teenager in Georgia. Well, in Georgia, teenagers are treated as adults and they rise to the occasion and act the part. You can get driver's license at 17 or get board scholarship, no matter if you're in public school or in private school. If we compare our universities to US universities, we have cheap tuition, which starts from $1,000, or you can get free scholarship as well. And legal age here is 18 years old. About our school system, we go to school from grade 1 to 12, and our grading scale is from 1 to 10. Each day we have 3 to 7 lessons. It's based on your age from 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Breaks between periods are usually 5 minutes. The longest one could be 15 minutes long. We have 2 semesters. First semester starts on September to December, and second is from January to June. Seniors in earlier in May, I was senior and I already graduated from school. About subjects, we do not have elective classes, and subjects are delivered in a circular method that allows students to make connections between varied issues. So we study Georgian as our first language, English as our second language. We study math, science, chemistry, biology, and physics separately, history, geography, and modern foreign language. This depends on your school, which modern foreign language they will choose as your third language. It can be Russian, it can be Spanish, Italian, German, or any other languages. For example, I studied Russian as my third language, so I know 3 languages from school, and one I know by myself. I also speak a bit Spanish. We also study art, music, citizenship, and PE as well. We have breaks between school, like summer holidays for 3 months, so teenagers here love to go on mountainous summer. Gomista, if you would like mountainous resorts, this is the perfect place for you, which is located in Korea. This is the place where sea and mountain weather merges together and has natural curing effect. If you love going camping or having, for example, fires there, like campfire, or just having your living your best, you can go to Gomista. Or if you are not into mountainous resorts, you can go to our Black Sea. Our seas, like our beach, is divided into 2 parts. One part has stones and other part has sand. It is called magnetic sand, and it cures your illnesses. So it is also really healthy. Talk about Atri Pillar. It is a limestone monolith and stands on height of 130 feet. It is a tiny church, and you have to climb a ladder to get there. On top of the pillar is a small church with different rooms, and the legends say it is a pillar of life. It stands really high. And with pillar, I want to also talk about I also want to talk about Tataplia Cave. Here you will be guided into beautiful lost world, exploring the nature and environment. You can go underground to this cave where stalagmites and stalactites is, and the legends also say that dinosaurs used to live there. So if you visit Georgia and if you go to Tataplia Cave, you can see real dinosaur footsteps there and footprints. So this is also really interesting. If you like adventures and you want to just have your best summer, yeah, I totally recommend going to Georgia, which is also new travel destination for foreigners. You can get horse rides, you can ride parachutes, and who want to try new things. For example, skydiving or scuba diving, or also flying on a paraplane. You can go skiing here, or you can go hiking. So it's open for each kind of hobbies on yourself. This is everything I wanted to talk in my presentation, and I have small activity if you would love to just join and volunteer. I have here Georgian alphabet, and you can just annotate on my screen and write. Also write your name and pronounce it on Georgian. So if somebody would love to take part in this, I can start myself and write my own name in Georgian.
Cool.
And then you can also try it. Or if you want, you can ask me to write some weird stuff on Georgian, so it also will be really great. I know it's hard to write with your mouse pad, like with your mouse.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be how I would write my name on Georgian, which is Daduna. If you want, I can also write my surname and show. In my last name, there is Tse, well, which I write on English with TS. So "ță" is this like this is "ță." So you pronounce it as "ță," like th. This is really weird. You also do not have "r" or "q" or "ç." So and also you do not have "ç." Georgian alphabet sometimes really confuses people because we use some really strange pronunciation. So, well, at this point, my presentation is over. And if you have any questions,
Let's see, we have,
certainly answer it. And on the screen, you can see some my Instagram, Facebook, my social media, or my Gmail. So you can contact me anytime if you have any additional questions. Thank you.
well, Daduna, that was amazing. It's so interesting. I know, I can speak for myself that I knew nothing about Georgia.
Well,
Do you want to
I
flip
hope
it back
now
to
you know.
Do you want to flip it back to your screen or?
Oh, I can't stop sharing my screen, so if you have like any questions, I can answer it. So,
Sure.
okay.
Perfect. So Yanni, if you want to ask any questions, you can unmute yourself. So I know, Daduna, you and I spoke previously that you want to go into foreign diplomacy or something of that sort. What will your next step be in university for that, to achieve that path?
So I'm planning to study international relations in the university. I really want to just present my country to like larger groups or something like that. I want to be a diplomat, or I don't know. I have really big goals set to myself, and I really want to achieve it. So now, just as with small steps, one by one, just trying to. First of all, I need to enroll in the university, and then think like globally. So now at this point, I want to enroll in university and pass my national exams. That's my goal for now.
Sounds good. If you do get the chance to study abroad, where would be your first choice?
Oh, that's a really hard question because I have like multiple choices. If you give me a chance, I will study everywhere, to be honest. Um, I really want to spend my high school in the US because like US is like really independent like country, and students are really independent with their choices, and I really want to like experience it myself. But about university, I really would like to like study in Great Britain or maybe in Austria, because or in Germany as well, because I know education there is really like on a high level. So I want to study there also.
Good choices.
Thank you.
Well, if no one has any other questions, so Marion said, what an excellent presentation, thank you. I don't know if you saw the chat.
Thank you.
And
It was my pleasure.
I totally agree. It was really, really interesting. You're a fascinating young woman, and I know you're going to go very, very far.
Oh.
And I hope we get the opportunity to meet you in person, that you come to the States, because you're more than welcome. The doors are open here.
Thank you. I will plan one day a trip to you and just in the US. I would really love to.
That'd be great.
And maybe I can do a presentation in person too.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. Well, if you do plan to come to Minnesota, I highly recommend coming this summer, unless you like it very cold and snowy, because we get lots of snow when it's quite cold here in the winter.
It is not really a problem because like in Georgia we have any type of climate, so we get snow here as well. Like sometimes, like in Gomista that I show, um, there can like come snow 2 or 3 meters high.
Wow.
Okay, if you know like in meters, I have to like convert in miles if you if you want
Yeah.
or or
I think 2 to 3
on
meters.
feet.
Yeah, 2 to 3
On
meters
feet.
high would be, almost 3, like a little, I think a little less than 3 yards to us.
Okay, like 3 meters to feet.
Yeah.
So it's like almost 10 foot.
Yeah. That's a lot of snow.
Yes. Because it's like really really high, like, and it always snows. Like in Caucasus region, there are a lot of mountains,
Mm.
so we often get snows here. Like in my city, also, like in almost each city in Georgia. So we're used to cold and snow. So I love snow. I also love skiing. Like it's one of my hobbies. So I often like if you have like skiing resorts there too,
Yeah,
I
we
also
do.
love visiting.
We have skiing resorts, and you can cross country, if you like cross country as well. You can cross country ski like right out the back door and across our lakes and. But we do it. We have a number of ski resorts in Minnesota.
Oh my God. I remember that I would have experience if I get a chance to visit US, but the best is yet to come. So heads up.
Very true. Well, Danduna, thank you so much for taking the time to prepare this and do this presentation. As I said, I'm going to keep the recording so that people that couldn't join us today can view it later. And so I'm sure lots more people will get to hear the fascinating info that you shared with us.
Thank you so much. It was my honor and pleasure presenting my country.
Thank you. Take care, Danduna.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.